Hey Studio Pals, welcome back to the channel. We have about another 2 weeks before our next event, and it is a Christmas style event. It's basically a 2-day Renaissance fair, for lack of a better term, along with our typical, laser etched type of things that we, routinely do for these events. We like to do something for this event like Christmas ornaments or some sort of Christmas themed box or any kind of ware that can be sold festively for this particular event. I thought this would be a great opportunity to run the WeCreate Vision Pro through the ringer and see if we could get a lot of our stuff for this particular event done exclusively using that machine. I was contacted a couple of months ago by WeCreate to see if I wanted to test out their flagship model, the Vision Pro 45 watt, and I've got several videos that I've done on this machine, unboxing videos and other videos of us making all sorts of things. I thought I would use this opportunity to get some Christmas style stuff done using the WeCreate Vision Pro and show you guys what it's capable of. Full disclosure, there is a link in the bottom, an affiliate link, so if you click on that you can actually get $150 off the machine. Helps out my channel. You might give that a look if you're interested in getting a high level laser engraving machine. Let's go ahead and get started and start making some things for this event. I'm not going to be able to finish out the ceramics, but I'll show you what we're doing in regards to the ceramics, and then the next episode I'll show the results of those ceramics. Okay, voiceover time. Inside of WeCreate's proprietary software known as MakeIt, we're going to select New Project, and then I'm just going to refresh, and you'll see I've got a piece of black plexiglass down here that I've been etching on. I'm going to hit Import and go into my computer, into the hard drive. I'm going to pick out a random JPEG image or a PNG image, and I'm going to load that in. It's going to say, hey, this is really big. I'll say that's okay, and it comes through rather large. Now I'm going to just simply go over here to the outline or the trace function and click on that. It's going to ask me a few parameters, and I'm just going to say confirm right where it is, and you get a perfect outline of your JPEG. It's a really great way to get a vector image quickly done inside of the MakeIt software. So then I'm going to take my new vector image and I'm going to resize it. I'm going to size it the same as this other one over here. It's about 4 inches. That's about the size that I need to put on one of my large tankards or a big mug or something, because I'm going to be pressing clay into this after it gets etched. I'm going to go ahead and hit autofocus, but the odd thing about it is this is a black piece of plexiglass and the LiDAR doesn't like to autofocus on it, so you have to put a piece of paper down so it has something to bounce off of. After the autofocus is done, I'm just going to go over to the layers area and click on that, and what we have is a representation of everything that's in this particular layer. I need to go and select Fill Engrave, and you'll see how it changes into a solid. Now I need to get a power on here, and I know for a fact that this black plexiglass, when I'm etching into it, is about 75% power, and it's about 160 speed, and that'll get me a nice, about a little less than 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to go ahead and put the line density up to 200 so it's nice and sharp, and I am going to go ahead and hit the start button on that. And we've got our processing status. It's only going to take 22 minutes. We'll give it a good look, and then I think we're just going to go ahead and hit send on this one. This black plexiglass is what's known as cast, so it doesn't have a smell like a lot of the plexiglass will. And in order to etch through with a blue laser, it has to be opaque. This is opaque and it's 1/4 inch. It's a little pricey. As you can see, there is a lot of dust and powder left over when you etch it, so you can just wash that off. I use WD-40 or oil of any kind. This just happens to be what I use. And I take a brush and I'll rub that WD-40 into the design. And I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 of these at once. I use an old brush to just scrub it in there. And then I take one of these lintless cloths or a shop towel, and I just wipe off the excess, and those are ready to go. Take just any clay that I happen to have lying around. If it's got a lot of grog in it, I'll take one of these rubber ribs and push the grog back into the surface of it, and then I will simply press that clay on top of it. Now, it's not as easy as all that because you have to be careful when you press it so that it doesn't pull back off with your hand and double imprint. And so once you get a few presses down, it'll stay. And as we lift this one off, we can see that Mr. Owl has become a nice clay seal. Now I take all of these clay seals that we've pressed off the plexiglass and I put them in my small kiln and biscuit fire them. In order for these seals to be porous enough to where they will allow you to remove clay off of them, the firing can't be, vitrified all the way. So I biscuit fire these to O2. I mix up my casting slip and I simply use one of the molds that I created. The mold that I created is simply our bottle mold, and I took all the handles off of it so that Ruth can pinch the top of it and just make an ornament out of it. This casting slip will stay in this mold for about 20 minutes and then I'll pour it out, and that makes it nice and thin.
Maybe, cat. Maybe. Maybe.
These will be light enough to where they won't just pull down a Christmas tree. Nice and thin. Here Ruth is just prepping them out. She cuts off the top. She manipulates it in several different ways. Drill a hole through the tops for a ribbon. Here's one of the seals that is finished bisque fired. She scores the back. She cuts it out. If she's lucky enough to have a cookie cutter, then that's a bonus. There's a finished version. Then she simply traces around it, scores the bottle, or the ornament in this case, and just gets the back of the seal wet. And presses it on carefully. Okay, we are laying out a wooden panel. This is my typical plywood I use. We're back in Make It software. I go into my computer, grab my box. Immediately go to the layers and close these out because you don't want to look at all of those. And what you're looking for is you're just looking for your fill engrave and your cut engrave. The fill engrave I'm going to go over here since it's selected. And for my wood, I typically like to have that about 72, maybe 70. And speed, I'm usually upwards around 200 somewhere. I think I'll go ahead and make this one maybe 150 because I want it nice and dark, and I'm going to increase the line density to 200 on this one. And then we're just going to go ahead and check our cut layer and make sure that it's set properly. The power I'm going to use for cutting is probably right at 80. I don't like to run any laser past 80, so they'll last. And then the speed, about 9 or 10 on this particular laser, because this is about 3/8 inch plywood. Go ahead and autofocus that, and after it autofocuses, we'll hit start. This one says an hour and 40 minutes. I think I tool it to where it's a little bit faster than that.
Is that the old laser? How do you know that's a laser beam? Evie! Hey!